From the bustling streets of Athens and the historic port of Hydra, to the beaches of Zakynthos and the villages of Kerkyra, our journey over the coming weeks spans many of the Ionian islands. Some well known, others that few ever get to visit. But before heading off, you probably want to know a little bit about me. My story starts as a boy growing up in the inner suburbs of Sydney. Like a lot of Greeks early last century, my parents moved overseas to find a better life abroad. They arrived with very little and worked extremely hard to give my sisters and I a loving upbringing. They also made me believe that if I too worked hard enough, I could achieve anything. 54 years later, I've built a successful business, and that has enabled me to do things I once only dreamed of. One of those dreams was to step foot on all 227 inhabited Greek islands, and I'm going to take a big chunk out of that in this first series. If this is the first episode you've seen of the show, then you've missed one hell of an adventure. Don't stress though, because we've got some pretty special things in our series final. I would have said we've saved the best for last, but if there's one thing you should know about Greeks, it's that they all think their island or town is the #1 highlight in the country. To tell you the truth, asking me to pick my favourite place is like asking me which is my favourite child. Well, my home island of Kerkyra for sentimental reasons, and Skorpios because of my idol Onassis, and Paxos because of Helen, and Ithaca, and Hydra, and, well, it's just too hard. In this final episode, I'm heading to Antipaxos, just a stone's throw from its bigger neighbour Paxos. Then I'm upping anchor and making waves as I cruise across to Corfu, where I'll be spending my final week in Greece exploring the far north of the Ionian Sea. I've left a lot to do in little time, so get comfortable because you won't want to miss a single second of it. At the moment, I'm on the island of Paxos. I've been here for a couple of days now, and after doing very little for most of the time, I was keen to explore a bit of the coastline before making our way to Antipaxos.
It is just so awesome. And we're here for a speck of time, mate.
Yeah.
We don't get to see any of that movement. This is where it's all happening. In rough seas, which is most of the time, it's pushing water, waves onto the rocks, and you get these little alcoves that end up being caves. You can see that was a cave, but it's fallen in.
I'm certainly no geologist, so you can forgive me if I don't use all the correct terms, but what I am is an inquisitive guy. I'm fascinated by these incredible sites and learning about how they've come about.
I love the geology here. That's fact, there is no dispute, there is no contestation about what's happened here. But the Greeks have their own stories and they add colour. And right here, they talk about Paxos being formed as a result of Poseidon grabbing his trident and cutting off the southern tip of Corfu and dragging Paxos, that tip, all the way to this lovely destination where the sun is beautiful, specifically for his lover, Amphitrite. And his marble palace, apparently, is in one of these caves. It's absolutely awesome. It's fantastic. Look at the blue. Look, it's green, blue. There's all sorts of colours here. Mate, we can go all the way in.
Yeah.
They reckon this is the mother of all caves. The Kerkyrians wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
We'll go find Poseidon's marble temple.
Let's go and find it, mate. It's got to be in here somewhere.
How spectacular is this? There's no wonder so many tourist boats come here. These sea cliffs are constantly evolving, and as one cave collapses, leaving a scarred rocky shore, another forms nearby. What we're looking at now will be a completely different picture in just a matter of decades. From one tiny landmass to an even smaller one. Next stop was Antipaxos.
You're pretty tame, aren't you? Hey? Nice and early, nobody's here. We're here at Vrika Beach. Antipaxos really only has two sandy beaches, Vrika and Voutoumi behind me. But my wife Helen loves this beach because the sand goes all the way up. Both of them have tavernas and they are very, very popular. We're here early in the morning because we wanted to avoid the rush. Finest sand in all the Ionian. Lots of people come here. They absolutely love it. It's one of Helen's favourites. Probably one of mine too.
You've probably heard me say that whole "this is my favourite beach" comment several times over the last few weeks, but on this occasion, I mean it. Just don't tell my relatives and friends in Kerkyra I said that. Showing me around was Lefkothea, who I met in Paxos a couple of days ago.
It's a donkey track.
We have proof. We have proof. We haven't seen the donkey, but...
Oh, sea level, look at that. We've walked up a fair bit, haven't we?
Yes, we did. So this is the difference between Paxos and Antipaxos. The difference is that Antipaxos has vineyards and fruit trees, as you can see, and Paxos has all these olive trees that the Venetians planted.
Oh, right. So Venetians didn't come here and plant olive trees?
No.
Okay.
So you can see here pomegranates.
Quince? Is that quince over there?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Let's keep going,
Let's
eh?
go and see more.
I reckon we can pick one of those pomegranates. We'll take it back to Kyriako.
Very tasty.
Yes. So, Lefkothea, what is the population of this island?
The population, actually, nobody lives on this island.
Yep.
They only come frequently through the season to check their vines,
Right.
maintain them, and make, of course, the local wine.
Right. And in summer, how many people are living on the island?
Only holiday makers,
Yep.
visitors, because we only have about 4 villas.
4 villas?
Yes. Let me
Only
be
4
careful,
villas?
please. It's very safe,
Oh,
locked.
I've got to walk.
So here's the only church on the island, which is Saint Melianos.
Okay. So this must be the highest part of the island, the church?
Yes.
Of course. And on Paxos, how many churches have they got on Paxos?
Oh, Paxos has about 68 churches, believe it or not.
Now it says there 1864.
Yes, the monk renovated the church, but the actual church is dated further back in time. All the churches about 16th century, which
Wow, fantastic. I want to have a look around the back of here.
yes, here you can see actually how the church was before, stone.
Before they rendered it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say that's very original. So what is the condition like inside the church?
Unfortunately, it's not really good maintained,
Yeah,
but it's only once a year open, you see, so.
yeah. Well, there are so many churches, in Paxos. How can they maintain them all?
We have a lot of churches and not enough papa.
Enough priests.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We need more priests. We need more priests. We need more priests in Greece and on the islands. Πάμε.
Πάμε.
This is where the priests have been buried. What was once a lively setting is now abandoned. The church and surrounding landscape are slowly eroding, much like the sea cliffs of Paxos. But behind the sombre mood is an element of beauty. It's a serene place where those that have been laid to rest will forever be left in peace.
Lefkothea, there's houses here. Does anyone live here?
Sometimes, if we're lucky, we can find Nikki.
Nikki, eh?
Yes. She stays sometimes here.
And it's a-
Nikki!
Oh, she's here.
He's here.
She's here.
Γεια σου! Τι κάνεις?
Γεια σου, κύριε Νίκη. Εσύ μένεις εδώ, μόνιμα,
Εδώ.
πάντα.
Το καλοκαίρι και μένω μέχρι το Νοέμβρη.
Ah, so 6 minutes, 6 months you live here. Fantastic, eh?
Yes.
And what does she do here? Well,
Τι κάνεις εδώ? What do you do?
Εδώ με τα μπέλια.
ah, so she picks the grapes, eh?
Yes.
Έχω κάτι πρόβατα μπροστά στο φανάρι και πάω και
Ναι.
τα ταΐζω.
Have you tried her wine?
No.
We should try her wine one
Yeah.
day, eh?
Ναι.
You have some wine. Έχεις λίγο κρασί να δοκιμάσουμε?
Φέρε Σπύρο Παναγία, Σπύρο ποτέ.
Oh, Spiros here too?
Yes.
Who's Spiro? Ποιος είναι ο Σπύρος?
It's your son.
Ο γιος σου είναι εδώ. Α, έλα να δοκιμάσουμε,
ναι,
Έλα, πάμε.
Πάρε μια μπουκαλέτα από εκεί πάνω και βάλε.
Nikki is a sprightly 91-year-old. Despite her age, she still spends the summer out here on Antipaxos, tending to her animals and vines. She loves her way of life and wouldn't trade it for anything else. It's simple but fulfilling.
Σπύρο, ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Υγεία.
Λευκοθέα, υγεία να έχουμε.
Υγεία να έχουμε.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Όλοι, για κοίτα να δείτε, είναι...
Oh, τι ωραίο. Right? I think the cameraman should try it. Here you go, mate. Άλλη μία.
As for the wine, well, let's just say it's not the finest drop, but still quite enjoyable. Maybe it just needs a bit more time in the barrel. For these guys, it does the job.
Γεια
Γεια
σας.
σου!
Γεια.
They're good, hard-working folk that have a tough quality about them that only those who live in these remote places possess. They're also incredibly welcoming.
Are we on the other side of the island now, are
Yes, now it's the west coast we go walking down.
we? Geez, it didn't
to.
take us long. How big is Antipaxos?
It's about 2 kilometers length by 1.
At 5 square kilometres, Antipaxos is one of the smallest inhabited islands in the Ionian. There are just a handful of people that live here permanently, and as the years pass, they become even fewer. It's a hard life on a rock like this, and I can understand why it's largely abandoned.
Ooh.
This is the cistern I was talking about.
And it's the same colour as the houses. It's the
Yes, the traditional color
yes.
of ochre.
The system was used by the Navy to collect water as they passed the island. They would drop anchor in the small cove and refill their tanks. For the hikers, it's not quite so easy. They've got to go back the way they came, unless, of course...
So, Lefkothea, this is the end of the walk, is it?
Yes, but don't forget, you have to walk up 108 steps still.
Okay. Well, we might just call the tender to get us from over here because the water's just over there. What do you think?
It's a better idea.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Opa. Mummy, let's go.
Words simply don't do the rugged beauty of this place justice. It's a raw and dramatic landscape, full of colour and contrast. You never really see images like this of Greece. It's normally all about the beaches and historic landmarks. But in my opinion, the wild, rocky coastlines of many of the Ionian Islands are just as spectacular as scenes you'll come across anywhere on Earth. Leaving Antipaxos, we travel a few hours further north to the far bigger and much more popular tourist island of Corfu. It was also the final major port of call of our journey.
Corfu. Named so because Corfu in Greek means Korfi, peaks, and there's a couple of peaks on this island. But in popular mythology, Poseidon fell in love with a nymph, brought her here, married her, and named the island after her, Kerkyra. He was a bit of a philanderer, Poseidon. Down in Paxos, another love with his marble palace. But Hercules fell in love here, Jason from the Argonauts fell in love here. Kings and queens have been coming here for centuries for their summer holidays. There must be this love thing going on here. Where's Helen? Helen?
Over 100,000 people call Corfu home, with a third of them living here in the main city, which shares the same name. It's the second largest of the Ionian Islands and has been a major centre since ancient times. It's had a turbulent history, with epic battles and various conquerors, spanning centuries of drama.
You know, things haven't really changed here for 500, 600 years. Maybe some of the balconies have gone from stone to this Greek version, but generally it's the same. They've even been able to incorporate Ronnie Mack.
The story of the island is told through the architecture. There are remains from antiquity and buildings from each of the periods of occupation since. The influence of the varying powers remains today and has also impacted the culture of the place.
I look at this beautiful Venetian and European architecture. It's just so grand. But the Brits were here for a long time. Do you think they left anything behind? Absolutely they did. The cricket pitch and a massive cricket field. In actual fact, when I came here 30 years ago, this cricket field was much bigger. It's now been reduced by these car parks. I definitely think now, being a little bit older, given a cricket bat, I could whack it out of the park.
Corfu is clearly far more touristy than most of the islands I've been to recently, and it's totally understandable why. It's easily accessible, you've got great shopping and restaurants, plus of course there's the amazing culture. But most noticeably, everywhere you turn in this place, there's something incredible to look at. From the natural beauty of the beaches and mountainous interior, to the man-made wonders that span centuries of occupation. It's a history buff's dream. What a place! I can't wait to explore it some more. The hard part is trying to see everything in just a handful of days. That means only one thing, I'm going to be really busy.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
Morning arrived with a sunrise that rivaled the best I've seen throughout my travels. I don't know if it was because of the place I was in or the fact I didn't have much time left in the journey. Whatever the reason, it was particularly memorable. Today was going to be a big one, and it all started with meeting Wafa for a tour of some of the significant sites in the main town.
What you see from it is built by the Venetians in the 16th century, but actually it started in the 6th century under the Byzantine rule. So it's one of the most beautiful places in Greece, but also in Europe, and that's why it joined the World Heritage of the UNESCO since 2007.
Often, it's only when you meet someone as knowledgeable as Wafa that you get a real appreciation for the sights you see.
This is such a massive fort. I can see why it's the biggest in Greece. It's huge.
Yes, of course, because in the 16th century, for example, there were 4,000 people living inside, plus the garrison, plus the governor, together with all his court and all that. Well, they used to live here.
And I'm looking at that building there. It just looks a little bit out. It's a neoclassical building, something you see on the Acropolis.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, this is the Anglican church dedicated to St. George. After the leave of the British in 1864, it became an Orthodox church. And that's where Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, was baptized as an Orthodox.
There?
Yes.
Well, we better go and have a look at that.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
When was this built?
Well, that was built in the 19th century by the British.
Right.
So
they learned from the Greeks how to build neoclassical buildings,
Of course, yeah.
So this is where Princes William and Harry's grandfather was baptised. It's obvious they've got a little bit of Greek in them. I mean, look how handsome they are. Clearly they've got the Greek gene. Beyond its fame for the people that have walked the halls or been christened here, it's a beautiful place. The walls are adorned with magnificent icons. It's worth visiting just to see the artworks. From the pristine interior of a church to a dusty hillside farm, you couldn't have a more contrasting change of scenery. But one thing that two places have in common are their connection with Greek culture. If you were to list the things that lie at the heart of Greece, religion, politics and food are at the top of it.
We're in Strogili. We're about to do something that's very, very important. I'm going to milk a goat. And the reason we're milking a goat is because I love the white cheeses of these islands. Mizithra, and I don't know what Mizithra is in English, and feta. You know feta. Most people know feta, but they know a salty feta. They don't know the feta, which is fresh feta. Fresh feta basically only lasts a week, and that's why it's not for sale out in the wide world. And I absolutely love that stuff. I remember when I was 10 years old, my uncle made some for me. It was awesome. We're going to have some tonight, but I need to milk the goats first.
Ναι, το ανοίγεις έτσι για να μπορούν να το πιάνουν με το στόμα να τραβάνε από λίγο.
So it's time for the goats to get fed, and Petro and I are pulling out the This looks better than hay. It's very fresh. Έτσι.
Ναι, μπράβο. Πολύ εύκολα μαθαίνεις.
Look at them go. Wow. You ever seen a happier bunch of fellas and gals?
Θέλεις να το κάνεις?
Βεβαίως, βεβαίως.
Ready.
You gotta have clean hands, right? Push that out. That's a pure. This is not gonna happen. You did that again. There you go. I got it on myself. All this for a lump of cheese. What's in that Kerkyra? So how are your hands, mate? Your strong hands, eh? Look at that. Hey, unbelievable. I think I'm going to let her go because she's worked hard, eh? She's a good girl. You're a good girl, darling. You go, Annie. Christo, Petro, that was fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. He's a legend. He's a legend. You're all legends.
What a blast. I have a newfound appreciation for the farmers out there. I'll never be one, so I'll just have to do with eating the amazing produce these hard-working folk make.
Now, we're back from milking the goats, and that was a real experience, but this was the product that we were looking for. Τι έχουμε εδώ, Κυριάκο, τι είναι αυτό και αυτό?
Έχουμε μυζήθρα φρέσκια και φέτα φρέσκια.
Okay, so we've got mizithra fresh or fresh mizithra and fresh feta. Apparently there's a difference between the two and they don't last for long. Πόσο κρατάνε αυτά? Η μυζήτρα πόσο κρατάει?
3 μέρες το πολύ, 4 για
3-4 days και η φέτα?
Τώρα έτσι όπως είναι χωρίς άλμη,
ναι.
Το ίδιο.
3-4 days.
Συντηρητικά.
So you don't get these in supermarkets because these are made fresh, so you can eat them straight away. Αλλά άμα είναι στο αρμυρό νερό...
Όταν τη βάζεις την άλμη για να πάρει την αλμύρα της και όλα αυτά,
ναι.
Μπορεί να τη συντηρηθεί μέρες.
Αλλά τότε πρέπει να βάλεις αλάτι και γίνεται αρμυρό, έτσι.
Η άλμη το συντηρεί και γίνεται, ναι.
So if you put that in water, salty water, a brine solution, it'll last a lot longer, but it becomes that salty feta that you know. Now, I want to try the difference. Let's try the difference. I'm dying to try this stuff. That's a big piece. I'll put a big piece on. But, you know...
Ωραίο λάδι,
Ωραίο. Τώρα η feta, right?
Yes.
I just stripped it all over the place.
The only way to eat this stuff is with some olive oil, oregano and bread. Have a few olives and a sip of wine between bites and you've got the perfect entree or snack.
Creamier, lighter, but they're both stronger taste, much stronger taste than the feta. This is a lighter taste. Είναι πιο αλαφρύ, έτσι.
Ναι, βέβαια.
So that's mizithra and feta, both fresh, lasting 3 or 4 days. And if you come to any family house or a village in Greece, you'll find this stuff. It's awesome. Μπράβο, Κυριακό.
Η ποιότητα κάνει τη διαφορά. Γι' αυτό λέμε σε οτιδήποτε και αν έχει, αν η ποιότητα είναι σωστή, το αποτέλεσμα είναι...
It's all about the recipe.
This is Palyokastria on Corfu's weather-protected east coast. All along this stretch of the island are towns that have become famous for the people that holiday in them. In many instances, generations of families have spent their summers here, from royalty to the wealthiest, such as the Rothschilds, poets, writers like the Durrells, blue collar, white collar. There has been no social distinction as to who has used this place for their holidays. It's certainly no secret how amazing this part of the island is, which is why so many tourists come here. I can only imagine that the really famous folks end up in private villas, hidden away from the masses. The trip here is a scenic one, whether you come by boat, bus or car. But before reaching Palyokastria, I had a place to stop in to learn about one of Corfu's special gems called Noumboulo. It's the Corfiot's version of prosciutto and is made using a 500-year-old recipe.
I've come to the middle of Corfu to this butcher shop, but it's not just a butcher shop, it's a delicatessen. They cure their own meats. It's special to me because my father worked in a delicatessen for a couple of decades. Γεια σου, Λεωνίδα. Πώς πάμε, καλά? Έλα.
They say delis have their origins in Germany, but I reckon they come out of Greece. Hasn't everything? This particular one has all the usual stuff you'd expect, like olives, cheeses and cured meats, but it's the local produce that it's famed for. These guys stock all the best goods made on the island, and what's more, they make plenty of great stuff themselves. The meat they use comes from a monastery just a stone's throw from here, so you can't get any fresher. Inside the fridges and on the shelves, there are so many different things to try that I bet you can't come here without leaving with a few bits and pieces for dinner that night. Lucky for me, not only did I get a special tasting session, but I also had a food prep lesson from a master.
Now tell me, before I try it, what's the difference between that and prosciutto? What is the difference?
The prosciutto is for wine.
Right.
This is Italian.
Right.
We drink ouzo.
Oh,
so it's...
This is with ouzo.
It's more salty, yes.
It's more salty.
Yes.
Okay. And is it made in a different way? Does it take longer or shorter to make?
Yes. Prosciutto it's about 6 months. So we make it here in 20 days.
Ah, it's very Greek, isn't it? A lot quicker. Eh? So let's give it a shot.
Nice.
It's really good. We just need ouzo now, don't we?
Okay.
Even though it's ugly, man, it tastes good. Can we see how it's made?
Yes, of course.
Let's go.
Put out the bone.
We're cutting the bone. I see we've got bowls here with salt in them. We've got garlic here.
Wine.
We've got everything. We've got wine, white wine. So this is the difference. While you're cutting it up, prosciutto, they don't use garlic and wine.
Yes.
You guys, it's completely different to prosciutto.
Yes.
So if anyone says it's prosciutto, no, it's nowhere near it, okay?
The first step is
To me, the key difference between the Italian prosciutto and the Corfiot Noumboulo is the quality of the meat they use.
So we're putting
bottom,
and I put this
Only the
inside
best
like
part of the animal is used in the Noumboulo, and that's the backstrap. which is lean and full of flavour. The result is a much less fatty product. Then there's the garlic and wine marinade that give it a character all of its own. The vast quantity of salt is probably the only unhealthy part, but you eat this stuff in small quantities, and you are allowed to indulge every now and then.
So we've covered it with salt. Now what happens?
days.
20 days?
20 days.
20 days. That goes away for 20 days.
And the next step,
Well, you just happen to have one that's been sitting for 20 days.
we put it 5 days in the water.
5 days in the water. Can we have a look at that? Let me have a look. Let me open one up. It still looks pretty good. It doesn't look ugly just yet. So what do you do with this? After 5 days in the water, you
We marinate it.
in what?
White wine, garlic,
Yep.
and black pepper.
Fantastic. And then you put it in the
We put it in the adero.
adero. And this is the adero, is it?
Yes, this one.
This is the intestine, the sausage skin. Right, okay. It's not the best looking thing, but I'll tell you what. You can put that out of your mind and just think about the nice taste of that beautiful...
And when you eat it, you put it out. You don't eat it.
No, you pull it out. Okay,
Yes.
so when we eat it, we pull that out. So it's okay. The Noumboulo is still good. Ah, and we put a rope in there. Ah, this is a special tool.
Yes.
Okay. This is a 500 or 600-year-old recipe.
You can make this if you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like this. Yes. Slowly.
I really don't want to tell you what I'm visualising right now, but it's looking better than I thought it would anyway. So we're going to the smoking room.
Yes.
And we're going to smoke my Noumboulo, the one I made. Right, mate, let's go.
Get on the steps.
Okay. Ooh, I've got to go up the ladder. Okay. All right.
Put it there with the salamis.
I'll put it up here with the other salamis. So it's the lone Noumboulo on its own with the salamis.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Everything is done as it was 500 years ago. Even the smoking room was simple, using local timbers from olive trees. Apparently the timber has quite an impact on the resulting flavour.
Yes, bye.
Hey, Kyriako, look at this.
There's nothing better than sharing in the fruits of the labour of passionate people. What's more, Kyriako is going to love using these ingredients on the boat. It's amazing to think that with so many spectacular and fascinating sights in Corfu, they drag all the tourists to a spot like this. It's basically a car park built on a swamp. You really are better off taking the time to read a good guidebook and search out some of the weird, wonderful and old world landmarks on the island. There's no shortage of ruins, magnificent architecture and natural wonders worth exploring, most of which are easily accessible and often not crowded with tourists. Take Monrebo Villa for example. It was built in 1828 as the summer residence of the British Lord High Commissioner. Later it became a fine arts school, before once again being used as accommodation for royalty. One interesting fact is that Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, was born here in 1921. The final person to call it home was King Constantine II, who was the last king of Greece. After he fled the country in 1967, the villa became derelict. Thankfully though, the damage from being uninhabited for decades wasn't too bad, and in the 1990s they managed to restore the building to its former glory. Naturally, to be fit for a king, it has to be rather opulent. There's no denying the beauty of Corfu, both natural and man-made. There's a certain romance to the place that draws you in. There's something unique about it that sets it apart from the other Greek islands. I don't know if it's the architecture, the scenery, the culture, or a combination of the three. Whatever the case, Corfu is a remarkable place that gets underneath your skin in a good way.
Wow, the Achillean Palace, named after Achilles. It's the third most visited monument in Greece after the Acropolis and the Parthenon. And behind every majestic building like this, there's some wonderful stories.
The palace was originally commissioned in 1890 by Empress Elizabeth of Austria. It was named after the Homeric hero of Achilles and is full of statues and paintings dedicated to him. It later became the summer home of Kaiser Wilhelm II. It's been a military hospital, orphanage, headquarters of the Axis powers during World War II, even a casino. Now it's fully restored and serves as a museum.
Elizabeth of Austria came to Corfu in her 20s and she fell in love with Greek mythology. She later married a cousin and became empress. This palace she built, and wherever you go, you see this impressive artwork of Greek mythology and Greek art.
I'm not an art expert by any means, but the works here are so amazing that even a completely unartistic guy like me can appreciate it. Take this piece for example. It depicts a triumphant Achilles dragging Hector's lifeless body behind his chariot. In the background are the walls of Troy. I could stand and look at this work for hours and dream of a fantasy world of gods and mighty battles, just like Elizabeth probably did.
She spent most of her summers here, and with these statues of Achilles, you can see that she was infatuated by his image of valour, beauty, and his tragic fate. And ironically, she suffered a tragic fate when she was assassinated in 1898. After assassination, it fell into the hands of Kaiser Wilhelm II, and he made extensive renovations, one being this magnificent statue of Achilles. I think he might have had something for Achilles as well.
I first visited Achillean Palace in my 20s, back when it was still a casino. I can remember playing blackjack on the gaming tables in this very courtyard. At the time it was the Monaco of Greece. It's a special memory from what feels like a lifetime ago. Corfu is still a relatively busy part of the world, only people no longer come here to gamble. Instead you visit the island to relax, eat great food and take in magnificent scenery. The relaxed part is something I don't seem to get enough of. I'd planned a busy schedule for my time here, so we kept moving, leaving the main town and making our way to Kassiopi on the northeast of the island. What was once a simple fishing village is now a major and modern tourist spot. To show me a local's only guide to the area, I met up with Sava, a born and bred Kassiopeian.
Sava, would you live here at some time? Yeah, she was born here.
She's born here, yeah.
Fantastic.
Somewhere there.
Over there?
Yeah.
Why did they all leave? Why did 2,500 people leave?
They go by in the sea because stop a problem about the pirates, so they go...
They didn't need to be here anymore. They didn't need to hide. The pirates never came again. They went to the sea. Fantastic. Should we start the walk?
We got it, yeah.
This is a beautiful archway. Is this the archway to the old fort?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's an old school, this one.
And the old school is the beautiful, beautiful school.
Yeah.
As always, simple rocky ruins hold stories that most would never know. You could easily walk on by, totally oblivious to what was once here.
Sava, you live in a house with no electricity.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like freedom.
You like freedom?
I like freedom, yeah.
You don't have to pay for the electricity, you don't have to pay anyone.
No.
You live out of the mountains.
Yeah.
You're a gun there, you're a gun there. You're a gun, you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Look at that breaths on it, eh?
Sava spends most of his time living in the mountains. He grows and collects herbs to sell at the market. Between his gardening and hosting walking tours, he manages to make enough to get by. It's a simple life, but a rewarding one. As Sava says, I haven't a worry in the world. I had one concern though. It was hot and dry, and we still had 8 kilometres to go.
So this is the cave, Sava, eh?
Yes. Yeah.
And what would they use this cave for, mate?
For sheep and goats in the bad weather to save the animals.
Oh, as a refuge?
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny that, because I heard they also used it in World War II for the people.
Yeah, in the Second War.
Yep.
From the planes.
Right. Now, he's taking me down these rocky stairs that are very, very dangerous. So you've got to be careful when you come down here. Bring some water, though.
Yeah.
Bring water when you're coming down here, eh?
Of course, definitely.
Definitely. And bring something to eat as well.
Yeah.
This is a massive cave, massive. Look at the size of it.
Yeah, maybe it's the best cave in Corfu, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? I should have brought one of those sticks. What do you call that stick?
Next time, eh?
Yeah, next time.
Anglitsa, this one, I make it my own.
You make it yourself?
Yeah.
And so this is the well, but it's not a well. It's a hole that's been dug for the water that comes off the stalactites.
Stalactites,
Yeah. And it's for the water for the animals?
For animals and for the people.
People as well?
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing me here.
You're very welcome.
Now it's a long march out.
We go.
Which way? This way? Same way?
Same way, yeah.
Can I have your stick?
Yeah, of course.
Nah, you can tell. You can. I won't take your stick. Come on. I'm not going to take your stick.
It was a long but rewarding hike. Along the way, we chatted about living in such a remote part of the world, and one thing became clear. Southern needs or wants for little, and enjoys sharing the knowledge of the area and how to live a simple existence. It's not the life for me, but I can appreciate much of what he has to say. If you can see the joy in the seemingly mundane, you'll never be unhappy.
Papa. So, that's Albania. Saranda?
Yeah. Saranda, yeah.
Saranda. And that's Albania over there?
Examilla.
Examilla.
It's another town.
Right,
yeah.
okay. Let's keep walking.
Yeah.
A word of warning for anyone planning on joining Sava for a walk. It's a tad disorganised, or at least it seems that way. Rest assured though, you'll eventually find your way home. It might just take a couple of hours longer than you expect.
So I've got to tell you, Sava, that was not easy coming down that mountain.
No, it's
those rocks.
It's a little rocky, yeah. Yeah.
You are definitely Greece's Crocodile Dundee, mate.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Do you eat snakes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I bet you eat them with feta and olive oil, eh?
Oh, it's full of the proteins.
Full protein?
Yeah.
But do you eat them with...
That's why I come muscle.
Show me.
Yeah.
You gun, mate. You're a gun. You're a gun.
Snakes. From the snakes, yeah.
You know what? I reckon I need to spend a month with you. 1 month with you, so I can lose some of this that I put on.
Of course.
1 month. Can I stay with you for 1 month?
Yeah, but snakes is not very tasty.
I don't want to eat snakes there. I don't want to eat snakes. I just want to exercise with you.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
"38 nautical miles from Corfu is Orthoni, which is the northernmost island of the Ionian Sea. It's one of the Diobondia group of islands and the most western part of Greece. This is the final stop in the first series of My Greek Odyssey. Not just because it takes us as far as we can go on this side of the country, but because it's a special little place that I've always wanted to see. The majority of the people that emigrated from here went to New York, and a few of them found their way home again. Some come for the summer, others once again live here permanently. I'm told it's like walking through Astoria, the Greek part of New York. All you hear are American accents. Those that didn't head to the US became mariners, which is another thing Orthoni is known for. The third claim to fame is that it's a holiday haven for Italians, because just a stone's throw away is the heel of Italy. The result is a cosmopolitan place, but sadly it lacks the usual trappings of a normal tourist haunt. Visitation is down, which has destroyed the local economy. However, there are plenty of unique attributes that hark back to a time when this was a remote little island, far away from the maddening crowds. It's the untouched coastline and beaches that I like most about the place.
Just a half-hour walk through this absolutely beautiful forest. I'm up here on the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere, really. 460 miles that way is Libya. 38 miles that way is Corfu. 43 miles that way is Italy. And these three islands, Erikusa, Mathraki and Orthoni, are part of the Abondia Islands. We're on the top of Orthoni. Population right now, about 90 people. For centuries, the population here has been between 700 and 2,000. But in the time between the 50s and the 80s, the population dropped dramatically. And it happens to many islands around Greece and many parts of the world. But islands like this are affected in a big way. I'm about to have a chat to a couple of guys to see how it's affected them and why it happened.
Nobody wanted to talk on camera. Everyone was just too shy. I guess the island's future is a tough subject to raise. I did manage to find Paxos, a local who left at the age of 15 to make a life in the Bronx of New York City. He started his own restaurant and has since moved back to the island to discover that everything is shut down. He's trying to make the best of a bad situation by opening a tavern, but there's little patronage.
Tasso, when you came back in 2008, what was the change? What do you think the change was?
Everything changed because before everybody's here working, you do this, you do that, but now after they come back, everything is changed, not like before.
Not like before?
No.
The schools?
The school is closed.
The school's closed?
The young guys is not here, go to someplace else, Corfu.
When was the last person you think born in Orthoni?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah. I hear that...
It's too many years back.
Maybe 40 years. Maybe 40 years, yeah. Okay.
One of the only disappointing things I've experienced throughout this trip is the frequently told story of how many of the remote islands have essentially gone through a depression. Some are still deep in one at the moment. The Industrial Revolution was the first cause. Then there was a recent economic downturn in Greece that left the country broke. The challenge now is to reinvigorate the populace, to inspire the youth to return to the islands, start up sustainable businesses and generate employment opportunities. The saviour for many of these places is tourism, but it will take time, money and passion to make it successful. Hopefully, my travels through Greece will help shine a light on some of the lesser-known places, the little islands and towns, well off the beaten path of the average tourist. Walking along the beach, I reflected on the weeks I'd just experienced. It's impossible to fully take everything in as it unfolds. To be honest, I was still absorbing the adventure for a couple of months afterwards. I'd seen and done so much, but it was only once life had settled down for a bit that I started to remember it all. From Athens and Noumboulo to Hydra, Kythera and Corfu, with numerous islands in between, it has been unbelievable. As with most of my travels, the scenery, history and culture were all incredible, and I appreciate all the unique experiences I've had. I enjoyed countless special moments, ate amazing food, and saw things I'd only ever dreamed of. But nothing beats the personal connections I made along the way. It's the people that make Greece such a wonderful place, telling stories over a meal, seeing the smiling faces in the streets, and the countless laughs I've had are what I will remember most fondly. Sharing life's joys with others is what motivates me. It's the whole reason I went on this journey, which is why my Greek Odyssey will continue until the day I die.
We've been travelling for several months now, but my journey began decades ago when I was a 10-year-old boy. My mother brought me, my sisters out to these beautiful Greek islands. Our heritage, our DNA, it's something I'll never forget, and I've taken it with me ever since. I've now seen 60 of the islands. Homer took 10 years on his Odyssey. My Greek Odyssey is 44 years and counting.